Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Time to get ready to go for a European race tour in today's weekly challenge on Gran Turismo 7. It's the 4th week of May and it's about to go for having a classic, modern, and racing to be around on Europe to have 4 countries will be included to have the first race is the Renault R4 GTL 1-make category to be at Rallycross layout in Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. Plus, for race number 2 at the Nürburgring Nordschleife for the Schwarzlog League, we'll be going on to have a very one-lap challenge only to choose with some German road cars or race car, whenever you like to pick. Plus, to have 2 races on Italian circuits to be on Autodrome Lago Maggiore full course for the Ferrari Circuit Challenge, World Touring Car 800 at Sardegna Road Track A, and plus, the Belgium is now going on in Historic Sports Car Masters at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Here we got some very good prizes for this week is now having 2 6-star roulette tickets on the parts and car category along with 200,000 Gran Turismo credit on the ticket by competing in 3 events. Just like American Race Tour from last week, and this week is about to go in European style to see which one of your favorite European cars to go with, and that's why the WTC 800 is about to go full racing competition as I'm about to be prepared and putting up to have a single hypercar to be well embraced and give it a drag reduction system to go full overtake or hybrid system will be at the ready. So better get ready folks. This will have to take a lot of tour to go explore on 5 races in Europe for only 4 countries. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start the weekly challenge. Let's begin. Alright folks, first up, arriving in Spain for the Rallycross layout on Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia for the R4 GTL to be serving up and go for having a mixture on the dirt and tarmac altogether. With the settings is now being prepared to go automatically and have some tuning parts to go for only 1 installed part on the high lift camshaft S and few other parts on intake and exhaust, brakes, and supercharger to go placed on the high RPM turbocharger. But it looks like this will have to take a good 3rd time ever since we just been come here from Osage Village and Colorado Springs Lake to have a tarmac and dirt to have the first of the stage of many. But the dirt one is about to go for having a tight turns and go for having a first line of the starting grid to be coming in for having a most fine 3-lap challenge we'll be doing all in. As a special event, this will be doing a different part of the challenge to go for a mixture of a combo of the road surface. We'll have to give it what for. So I'm be ready up and let's go. Only 1 classic road car to be in the 1-make category to have a good place to be on the main spot better than doing on rolling starts. The gang's all here and just have to drive slow and go vintage. Got to keep it nice and slow and let the opponents to go first around on turn number 10 as a starting station point. Okay, KD Bore is on the fib. Time to go enter on the full rallycross. Steady up and make it go basic to have a nice easy type of difficulty. Moving on to the fib. And coming back up and do the road surface onto the main pave of the tarmac. You know how it works. Every car with some installed parts will be helpful to go climbing up and make your way onto the first position to do this quick strategy before entered on the first lap. So here I go. First place in the lead and go basic to have a master of the FF drivetrain to go understeer. Better make sure to have a tight turns and braking to go for having a more or less. Final turn coming in. Moving on to the second lap. No need to have some first attempt at the faster lap time before proceed on to finishing up on lap 2. Going up on the third gear, take one small jump, going on to have sector 2 to go cruising up and do that tight turn to be basic up and go old fashioned. I can't say the dirt special event is very much more enjoyable when using the Renault R4 GTL is exactly to go for the usual way to have a very good best course around to have a tarmac and dirt course all together as a rallycross track. Can't say that I just really enjoy it since we just do the full course on one track of the tarmac and the other on the dirt. But here comes the final lap. Just have to slow down quickly to have the final turn nice and neat and placement on the faster lap in 58.649 seconds. Here comes the third and final lap. Got to make it on time and keep that total time to go exactly in under 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But it's already been passed because under 3 minutes we'll have to do a basic and keep it well clean. That should do the trick. Still well for having an increase of performance to go applied and well piece of cake. Almost 6 seconds behind the gap with 7 opponents. Slow it in. Back on the dirt. 3 minutes have already passed. Just have to go to the final stretch at the final turn, and then it will be finishing up on the first event. We'll be moving on. So there you go. First check mark complete, and $6 roulette ticket in the parts category is now being dropping in. Now that's what I call a classic basic rally competition. But exactly to be sure to have a total time in 3 minutes, 14.601 seconds, and I just still have my faster lap time from lap number 2 is correctly on 58.649 seconds. But still good, and just have to keep a good practice whenever you can. 45,000 GT credits is now being received, and 2.4 miles on for today's workout, and parts of the category for a $6 ticket is now being received. First up, replay by the captured thumbnail image will give it a spotlight to be checking in and proceed in the first position on the road. There's me with the UDRS Inspirtech livery along with some few other opponents with some custom exterior parts as well. Coming out from the dirt and have that spot right over here. Only one thumbnail image is now being spotted for only a first try. And here comes the second one. Better have to go for third time's the best luck of chance. Okay, that should be good enough, and make it a quick exit before moving on to race number 2 at Nürburgring Nordschnee-Alpe for the Schwarzwald League. Well, it turns out we're having a one basic road car category to be in the one make for the Renault R4 GTL, but once again, I'm just really enjoyed to go classic and good old fashioned. So one location in Europe before proceed to have some highlighted location to be well guessed to be checked from Spain, then go to Germany for race number 2. But speaking of which, as the lap time challenges is still yet to be available after being participated from the previous is now being checked and clear. But how about taking a one lap practice to go for the Porsche 911 Carrera RS Club Sport Type 993 1995 with the UDRS Inspirtech livery will be settled in and do a single lap to go practice on the warm-up. It's important for the Porsche 911 Carrera RS Club Sport Type 993 at Nürburgring Nordschnee-Alpe before being set and go for the BOP regulation. But this time, it's about to go for the Schwarzwald League to have some tuning parts will be needed to be installed as well. But by the way folks, by having some tuning parts with some few other accessory parts might need to go for a minor adjustment and make it under 700 performance point to go for the less. But hopefully, Few other choices to go for a daytime condition on sunny day or less partly cloudy to go for a little chance of rain. With the WTC 700 settings is now being prepped up and go being prioritized onto Le Mans in WTC 700. Here are the 6 installed parts on the engine tuning on engine balance tuning, polished ports, high lip camshaft est, titanium connecting rods and pistons, racing crankshaft, and high compression pistons. But also to have the first stage of weight reduction is now being equipped and good for staging up on the racing type. Intake and exhaust for the racing air filter, racing muffler, and racing on exhaust manifold. Brakes on the drill disc might be needed to have some different set of colors. So it's all good for now. Be prepared, calculate check of the performance, then let's race. I have to do my best, folks. This will be doing one single challenge on the Nürburgring National Bay. We'll have to take a single lap only. Rolling start begins in 3 seconds, and then going green, we'll be heading up at the 13 at turn 1. And I'm up and catching up on the Porsche 911 GT1 Stratton version in the 15th position. Got to keep it nice and slow and find a good clear opening earlier, then proceed onto the 14 in the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series 2020. But the handling and torque feedback will be helpful if I really had to take a good decent effort to come around just like you're about to go reaching up the goal. Got to keep it nice and easy. Make it a short straight, then going up on the 4th gear. There you go. Moving on to the 14, then proceed to the next sector for having a takeoff on the turn. Got a good eye on the Porsche 911 GT3 RS Type 991 2016 on the 13. Just have to get in there and proceed to go clear by the overtake. That should do the trick. 12 more to go. 12th place is R. Lorenz in the Mercedes AMG GTS 2015. Good guess and simple car identification to be spotted. Good on the red and just have to go proceed underneath the sign of the Yokohama. It's doing good and just have to keep a good clean German racing to go all in. Okay, got a good eye on Patrick Besson on the 10, right behind on the Mercedes AMG SLS 2010. Got to stay behind with the SLS, going around onto the turn and corner as well. Alright, that's 10th place. 9 more to go. Next turn coming in to be well careful to stay steady on the clock. Okay, 3 drivers are now being sightseeing on the BMW M4 Porsche 911 2009 and Mercedes AMG GTR 2017. Koke Lopez, Bosby Beer Boris, and T. Sugawara. Okay, that should do well. Come on, just have to keep a good handling response and patient. I'm always have to go for it and brake well to be possibility to embrace it and give it a sportsmanship rating. Okay, good signal to be checked on the radar. Now's my chance and incoming rain forecast to be spotted arrival. Despite of the time weather condition during this part of the race, or if possible to have a single lap time challenge to be on a sunny day or rain forecast to be well determined if I really might need to take a good look. By still being working up and well developed to have a major marathon to be related to lap time challenges, but still yet to be possible delay, but I just really might need to have some more time and development for over a year later. But after all, ever since I just took a starting staging of development from May 2023 and currently to be arriving now on May 2024. but it'll have to take a little bit more time, folks. Every Gran Turismo player as a YouTuber will always need to have some plan of development to go by under production. But I can still take it because few other recording, scene of sequences, and other attempts will have to take some very good possibility to make it well be creative. So coming up on the 4th place, I have a good eye on T. Bayless. Just have to slow down and make my way to go overtake before I proceed onto the carousel. But look at this, same Porsche 911 Carrera RS Club Sport Type 993. Okay, very good to be on the 4th. Now take the inside at the carousel. Over 10 seconds left. Next up on Nicholas Rubiller in the BMW M3 Sport Evolution 1989. Just have to keep a good line and hurry up the time because a previous day will go moving on until Monday. We'll have to take the celebration of Memorial Day in America. But the holiday will always have to give some very good remembrance to all the best honorable soldiers who have fought well in the war. But this race will always have to keep on going and make it well clean for the segment. But I had to go for having it back on topic and just had to go continue on in European Tour. Down to 5.4 seconds. Keep that handling up. Don't get off the track. I just need to get back on the track and keep a good matter of the line progress. Okay, it's coming down slowly. And I saw Adriano Carrozza, but looks like Angel Inestrosa is in the lead as well. That could be the last 3 top drivers on German sports car to get there before coming up and have the flower bed corner to go exiting out, and then the full straightaway will make the final push. Okay, close call for Adriano Carrozza. Nicholas Rubiller is on the 2nd. Now for the break. It's all in for now on the 2nd. Then Angel Inestrosa will be on the 1st position to coming up, and then I'll have to take the 1st position to be on the way. Hold it in and give it what more paces to go climbing up and apply the top speed to go over by 150 miles per hour. Piece of cake, just like the Renault R4 GTL at Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya Rallycross layout. But if so, Nürburgring Nordschleife is a very tough track and very more important for every German sports cars. Got to keep it careful because the final sector is coming up right up ahead. Brake early because with enough parts to go fully equipped and install, that's why best competition will always have to go for a best classic road car to do the best handling of feedback and keep it much holding down the fort. Alright, fast lap time is clear. Second race is now being checked and cleared before moving on in 2 choices for race number 3. But I hope if I had to go to Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for the Historic Sports Car Masters or the Ferrari Circuit Challenge on Autodrome Lago Maggiore Circuit. But the switcheroo will have to go for having the segment to turn around and just had to go proceed earlier for having 2 courses in Italy. But here is the first lap. It's now being practiced to go basic in 7 minutes. 53.741 seconds is now being checked and cleared to be proceed onwards on the lap time challenge. But if so, just have to make your best effort to go for having a main progression and see the patterns until you have to make your best way to go for the goal is going to be your hard step. But after all, clean race bonus in 96,000 Gran Turismo credit is what you need to have a single lap will be doing helpful until a single roulette ticket by the daily will get a 4-star, 5-star, or 6 stars. Okay, let's have to go for a showcase on the replay to have a perfect thumbnail image around for only one single lap at the Nürburgring. But even so, one Porsche 911 Carrera RS Club Sport Type 993 is very much more needed to have some more road cars on dynamic weather condition. So it'll have to sit back and wait until the picture is now being seen until now. So here's me as well. This could be a very good scene. Well, that could be a little bit more blocking in onto the part. But I kind of love that part whenever it comes in to have a dynamic action. But let's just have to go for a different pew and just have to switching up, and there you go. Good as new, and just have to go possible with a quick exit. Just have to sit back and wait, and then second replay for another content will have to be arrival by the cavalry to be dropping in until the next day. So folks, by having dirt race will go to Italy, we'll have to wait, but the next stop after Germany will be proceed to be heading up to Belgium in Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for race number 3. But Historic Sports Car Masters is about to go old-fashioned and make it for having a 1989 or less will be required to be selected to go for a different kind of a Porsche road car. But I still have the Porsche 959 1987 with the Porsche Esports Challenge USA time attack from week number 2. But I still have the exclusive livery variation, and it's all good for now for having one good preparation on the car settings. But if so, performance point in range on 572.80. That would be very much more helpful to be equipped on Sports Soft, will give it much more increase of the range. But it'll have to take some tuning parts to go quick up on the performance adjustment on power restrictor. Quick purchase, and don't forget the ballast what you might need to do. Back to the settings, and just have to go by reduce of horsepower to go from 443 and make it into 426. Just have to go update by calculate performance and stop around by under 580. But there you go, that's 579.90 and 390. So let's go and proceed to the third round. We'll go for a detour until the fourth round will be on the penultimate on Ferrari Circuit Challenge on Autodrome Lago Maggiore Full Course. We'll have to wait on race number 4 and then the World Touring Car 800 on Sardegna Road Track A for race number 5. When it comes to have some lineup to go for having a European tour, different countries will go explore around in the continent of Europe is what you might need to do to have the first 3 races and 2 races in Italy. Time to be ready up and have this most official Porsche livery variation to be settled on the main get-go. I'll have to get in there and rolling start on the same 16th position to take on with the Lamborghini Countach, and the Mira P400 Bertone prototype is on the first and second place along with a Ferrari by12 BB 1976. It's a very good stronger recommend road car when using the Porsche 959 with or without a livery variation for the Porsche Esports Challenge USA back from 2023 as a time trial event. It'll have to take a good way to climb up to go embrace it to feel a driving potential in the all-wheel drive. Got to keep going and have the monitor surveillance will be on the gap distance in about 21 seconds. And there's the yellow Maserati Merak SS 1980 overtake, now moving on in position number 11. Sector 2 coming in. Just have to take turn 6 through 7 and stop around by turn number 8 until going on the right by turn number 9. Okay, got a good eye on M4 in 10th place with the Aston Martin DB5 1960s. It'll have to keep it much more vintage and retro roll car to have a same and different kind of a 20th century roll car by years of decade. There you go, clean overtake, and same goes to the Jaguar E-Type Coupe 1961. There's Daniel Solis, and the Lancia Stratos is on the number 8 position. Got to go around on the Puhan in turn 12 before arriving on the campus in the 13. There you go, clean overtake as well, and there's the Ferrari 308 GTB. Got to stay behind and avoid a contact and then take on the 14 turn. Okay, very good to have the 15-second gap distance is still coming in. Got to keep going. Have the line check on the inside apex, and there's the 3rd generation Corvette Stingray on the hardtop version. Okay, wonderful handling and good feedback to be checked and good stable condition. I have a good eye on the 2nd generation Corvette Stingray and the De Tomaso Pantera, or even the Mangusta is coming around on the 4th. So let's start out and do the double overtake on 2 Corvettes for the C2 and C3. But maybe not. This could be a De Tomaso Mangusta. Good guess, and good on the green. There you go. Mangusta overtake on the 5th. Then let's go back onto turn 3 through turn 5 on the Era Rouge. There's the Ferrari 512BB. I'm going in to overtake. Got to build up the slipstream and putting up to have a good pace of the turbocharged RPM range. That's the ticket. Going in onto the 3rd and keep it up to have a good pacing effort in about 9 seconds to go to 8.8 seconds. Just only 2 more to go, and that will have to take a halfway point on lap number 2 to go there and keep up the good line. It's only down to 7.9 seconds to get back onto over 8. But a few other options will have to keep a single German sports car to keep a good well embrace and its livery variation to be well unique exclusive. They just already did from turn 12, so I'm going in as well to do the same. But better yet to have a good all-wheel drive acceleration to catch up with 2 Lamborghini mid-engine sports cars. Already in on the campus on the 13 and 14. There's the Countach 25th anniversary and the Mira P400 Bertone prototype. This could be a very interesting challenge between 2 Lamborghinis versus 1 Porsche for the battle of first place. And Fontana and Old Rossi will have to stick it together as a team. By under 1 second to go reaching up ahead, and the 3rd sector is already in to have a main possibility to go to the 18, then the final turns will have to go by the 19 and 20 at the chicane. But I really hope the patient times will have to be earlier on the penultimate to head up on Italy. Just keep going right on the inside apex. Just have to go on the 3rd gear. 3rd lap coming in, and new lap time record to be claimed earlier by almost 3 minutes until being claimed by 2 minutes, 48.942 seconds, led by myself. 3rd and final lap, this is it. This will be doing a main possibility to be finished in 3rd place or higher to get it ejected, and then 1st place for the Porsche 959 is going to be a very impossible ejected to overtake with 2 strong classic cars on the Lamborghini. The simple choice is that you might need to have enough slipstream to get there nearby. See? The Countach and the Mira are about to go working together as a team. So I just have to use their strategy and make it more decent effort to go entrance on turn 7 and keep a good defense on turn 8 and final exit to go for turn 9. And that's how the only option to have a good tire compound on a sports sub with an adjustment to go for a restrictor will be helpful to make it stronger, toughen up, and keep that perk level to go embrace it to have a single Porsche road car for having a range of under 580 performance point. And it's going to be a very much more needed helpful tip. So now I'm in the lead and building up a good gap defense to go around in 3.6 seconds to go proceed towards the finish line. Just to be helpful and just have to go by basic road car, or if anything possible to change up with some different tire compound with parts installed. But by the way folks, any different kinds of classic sports car when you're being participate in historic sports car masters. Expert is the key that you have to choose your favorite car with parts installed to get everything what you need to have your best effort to take on with some stronger classic cars like 2 Lamborghini Countach and the Mira P400 Bertone prototype. So it's about to get closer, nearly there. The dirt lap is about to be over soon to be finished in 1st place. Here comes the last 2 turns on the 19 and 20 chicane. Just have to stay on the 2nd gear, slow and steady, and there's the checker flag is now being seen on the far distance. There we go, and their check mark will go for a small payday with 200,000 Gran Turismo credit on the ticket. That's 3 check marks complete. 2 to go will be reserved to Italy for having the best time for having won Belgian racing circuit for race number 3. Now that's a good number 23 Porsche livery to be claimed on the podium in 8 minutes, 32.506 seconds for the new set of the dirt lap record in 2 minutes, 48.514 seconds is achievable to be updated for having an all-wheel drive better than driving in a classic mid-engine layout. But clean race by the double in 82,500 credit to go received, and small payday is on the way. And now folks, the replay for number 3 to be calling in to have a good showcase on the thumbnail image will be available until being set in public. So I just really might have to take a little bit more time to have some filling in on paperwork, but even so, one thumbnail image will do the trick, and that is much magnificent with the Porsche car number 23 livery variation. So it's all done for the dirt 1. Now the penultimate will be heading up to Italy for race number 4. After Autodrome Lago Maggiore circuit, but it'll have to be much more excellent secret surprise to go for a road car, hypercar only to have some very good preparation to go for a hybrid vehicle with the overtake function is now being set and rolling in. So let's go and take the Ferrari Circuit Challenge and have one dispenser cam fan art livery on the 2009 Ferrari 458 Italia with Trevor McGregor in it. But even so, the Season 1 variation as a host is very much more fine color in orange until being demoted as an intern in Dispenser Camp All-Stars as a green style. But 5 laps will do a very good proud moment to have a single Happy Theme variation is now taking on with the FA Tributo. But of course, just like last time back from the previous content video when I was using the Lamborghini Murcielago LP640 with Derek Johnson in it. But I just really hope so that I'm about to be ready to have a good dispenser camp livery in Ferrari Circuit Challenge for having another 5-lap challenge as a penultimate. Here I go, folks. Let the countdown begins in 3 seconds to keep a good watchful eye out on the 12th position driver when using the F8 Tributo. First turn coming in, overtake the Ferrari Dino 246 GT 1971 as I'm about to go enter on the 15 when entered on turn 2. But very good and one single dispenser camp livery for season 1 variation to be used as the good host until being demoted as an intern in season 3 from All Stars. But not to mention, folks, I just really enjoy watching the latest new episode of Dispenser Camp All-Stars on Alt Nation Cartoons. 10 participants are now entered the merge because it's about to go for a 5 versus 5 like having a heroes versus villains. But only one other thing for having one of the heroes just got voted up by the Villains Alliance is Ashley. I know, I just feel so sad about her that she just got voted up by the Villains Alliance. But I'm fine with that because she has no reaction at all because she's a very good, strong, tough cowgirl. But I hope we'll really enjoy watching her just made it so far to be arriving on the merge, but other 4 participants to be on the side of the heroes, just like Jake, Tom, Allie, and Aiden might need to stay together as a team before the Villains Alliance might need to go taking down one by one. But I hope the next episode, if Yul might get eliminated, I just hardly wait to see it because his reaction might gonna be so mind-blowing that I just really want to have some excitement to be going more hilarious, just like back from season 2. But there it is. There's only one F8 Tributo is moving on in the 8th position. Time to go catching up and moving up onto the 9th. 30 seconds to go. Just have to dive down and go to the final turn. We'll have to go on the left. But I can hardly feel it because the 458 Italia versus the F8 Tributo is one stronger mid-shift layout for having a range of a 10-year duration. Here comes the second lap and just have to keep going and stay on the main track of the progress. Very much more stronger than the 458 Italia and the F430. But similarity comes in with generation of Ferrari performance. Okay, there we go. Good overtake on the F430, and that would be a very good guess to have another Dispenser Camp fan art livery to go selected with Emily. But I know, a good interaction between Trevor McGregor and Emily was very much more excited to be having some good moments. But I hope some other fans just really had to put up with some fan arts between Trevor and Emily altogether. But still so sad that Emily just got fired by Crystal due to her actions by having some paparazzi and plus Yul. I mean, yeah, some other fans really don't like Yul because of his behavior and attitude. Well, I kinda say because his expression makes me want to laugh. No idea how his face looks so... Okay, never mind that. I just need to have to get focused on racing and just have to catch up with the F8 Tributo, but no need to have a little bit more time of distraction, so I just have to keep focusing on. Sorry about that, folks. I know I just really had to find a good line without any further distraction, without some reaction moments from web shows. Come on, just have to keep moving. It's only down to 19 seconds. Come on, just have to go down the hill to the final turn. It's about to go toughen up on the side-by-side. Avoid contact. There we go. An amazing overtake. Third lap will proceed on the halfway mark and still yet to be claimed by the faster lap time in 2 minutes 15.518 seconds. So I can dance it and give it a good taste of Italian pride. It's only down to 15 seconds. Got to keep a good eye on Simon Bishop and H. Hunter on the top 3 position in the first and third place. Just only 6 more to go. Just have to keep on racing, stay clean, and keep a good taste of Italian racing spirit. And plus, only a single dispenser camp fan art livery will keep it more embracive for the challenge. Okay, there's the 6th position driver in the same 458 Italia 2009. Just have to go over onto the 400 meter straightaway. Next sector, back on number 3. There we go. Good on the double overtake. Then proceed to have a brake position on the hillside right turn. Got a good eye on the F12 Berlin Enta as H. Hunter drops down onto the 4th position. 512 BB 1970s is on the number 4 spot. Now it's my chance to go overtake and moving up onto the same position as well. Just keep going. It's only down to 6.3 seconds and the new lap time record will go faster on the clock. Time to turn up in the high gear, full straightaway, and make a new lap time update to be on the 2 minutes, 10.556 seconds. Okay, there's the 2nd place driver. Simon Bishop is in the 1st position for the same 458 Italia. Red, blue, and myself in the 2nd position for orange dispenser camp livery. Got to keep going on. Now for the 6th turn by entered sector 2 again. There we go. Just the way it goes for a same 458 Italia to look ahead and just have to keep up to go expert for a 1st position to go expert Ferrari. So let's give Simon Bishop a warm welcome to have a dispenser camp livery to go proceed by the overtake. There you go. I just took the lead and give it a good represent for Trevor McGregor. Okay, good defense is clear. Just have to stay on the clock and just have to go for the 4th lap. We'll make it there on time. Now already in onto the west section of the track. Just have to take a good 4th sector to go around onto the right. Hold it steady and brake well progressively to stay on the head. But heads up, 5th place driver in the Ferrari F8 Tributo is now going faster on the main advantage in about a few more seconds to go remaining as the 4th place driver to stay on a struggle defense to get there. He'll have to take 1 more lap to go to the final lap and stop at number 5. 4th lap is clear and this is it. Once it's all finished, it's about to go heading up to Sardinia Road Track A for the WTC 800 to be ready up and be prepared for the track-only hypercar for the hybrid boost with overtake function is now being standby to go green. But you know what it is, folks. The Aston Martin Valkyrie is now ready to go. But first, just have to be patient and wait because Only one more lap to go, and the blue zone is coming out to have the 16th position from the first lap on the Ferrari Dino 246 GT 1971. Good respawn check, still entered at the blue zone. Okay, tight turns clear to go proceed on the apex. Hold it in. Left side of the track to go by the 400 meter onto the third sector by 2 more to go. Down I go and into the hillside. Okay, still got enough gap distance in 5.7 seconds. Very good. And looks like the 5th place driver in the F8 Tributo is still trying to keep up the good edge. 458 Italias were always meant to be stronger and very good processor, just like the F8 Tributo as a main supercar successor as a hypercar. Here comes the final sector by entering the 4th. Final stretch, and here it comes. Perfect line check and clear to go for having a final stretch, pushing up onto the finish line. And there you go. One dispenser camp livery is now being finished and cleared by the podium in first. 4th check mark on the weekly challenge in the 4th week of May is almost there to be finishing up at the final part. Now that's a good Ferrari dispenser camp livery, folks. Thankfully, a total time in 11 minutes, 10.152 seconds is gonna have to do some brainstorming of ideas to catch up and stay on the defense for the F8 Tributo. But after all, practice will always have to make it perfect and get shape up to have a matter of Ferrari racing reflexes. There's 157,500 credits to be checked and received by almost 55 million to have exactly in over 900,000 to go. Here comes for the thumbnail image replay to go for checking up and see how it goes for only one good eyesight of the view. There's the F8 Tributo on the scene when entered onto the West End session track. Just have to go close in and pause it right here. Well, maybe at least rolling one thumbnail image for a single dispenser camp livery. But that should be good for now until gonna have to be ready to go for the final phase of the challenge and finishing up on European Race Tour for number 5. Time to go on Sardegna Road Track A for the WTC 800. Let's go and have my UDRS Insportec livery of the Aston Martin Valkyrie 2021 will be set and go racing at the main set. But one thing for sure, always have to take one pit stop only when using hard compound tires, and Lean 6 will go for having a long term of endurance. We'll have to hold out as long as you can. But it has to be original for Group 3 cars to have 2 times a pit stop, and 1 different kinds of road car or race car alike will have to do 1 time only at the pits. But the strategy is all yours to have a decision, and I had to take a lot of practice but many times for only 15 laps around on Sardegna Road Track A and make it much more thrill of track only hypercar to go full boosted and keep it up to having a good single amount of overtake. Now then, shall I begin and get started out to have one single session and go for a single chance of a clean race moment to be on the way. I'm always taking a lot of practice to go full endurance, as this one will be doing my best part. Folks, I have to get ready up and go full overtake to have 19 Group 3 cars, as the Valkyrie will be stepping in to take the first. Here comes the first turn, now going in by turn 2 and 3 by putting up on Lean 6 to catch up to Daniel Solis in the Alfa Romeo 4C Group 3 race car is now on the first sector to go proceed by turn 4 and turn number 5. Just have to hold down the fort. Almost there to be reaching up by sector 2 to go entrance and make it for the arrival. Hold it steady and just have to keep a good acceleration to go full power 1 till you have to be arriving on the curve straightaway. If possible, just have to save it for only one time only to be entered at the pits. That will be doing more helpful to have some more single amount of endurance to have some reduced up 2 times at the pits. There we go. Moving on to the 17, then the rest of the drivers will be going in by sector 3. But heads up, got to keep it careful to stay behind on Kei Kawakami on the Lexus RCF GT3 2017. He's going in to overtake Simon Bishop in the 458 Italia GT3 on the 16. Side by side comes in by crossing the penalty line to be on a reminder. Final turn coming in. Give it one more pace and full acceleration to go on the straight. First lap down, moving on in lap number 2 to have my record in 1 minute, 45.543 seconds. Okay, back on the first turn. Got to stay behind on the 13th position on Ryota Kokubun in the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept. 2 Subaru WRX Group 3 is now coming in by the company on Mikhail Hisao and its teammate Takuma Minasono. Got to stay on it. Just had to stay behind with a rotary race car. Going back on sector 2. Okay, it's getting closer. Okay, there's only one contact at the barrier. It's about to get boxed in. There's no way I'm not gonna have to avoid that contact when taking a turn on the left. I'm just so I have to be very cautious and just have to be very extra careful. Okay, back on sector 3. Whoa, so close. And there goes the double overtake on Kokubun. Just have to get in there and make that turn to stay on position in one piece. 12 places in. Good double overtake on Duo Subaru WRX Group 3. Now it's on the pursuit, and there's Ed Portilla on a lap time record in the scene by 1 minute, 43.455 seconds. Now let's go to the dirt lap and kick it up to the high gear. Okay, good respawn movement. He's coming back on 11th position as I still almost had it. The only best option when using the Valkyrie to go full overtake, the battery is going to be your best example to have a short period of time when recharging when pulling the brake on turns. That could be very helpful and serving up to be using as an energy nitro. But it does helpful, but you'll have to take a patient time for having a percentage of the fuel to go exactly for the reminder. So I'm at 71% to go. There we go. Good overtake. Now gonna have to catch up to the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 on position number 10. There's Martin Grady on the Audi R8 LMS Evolution 2019. Let's go there and proceed to the dirt sector. Good superb overtake on Martin Grady along with Koke Lopez in the BMW M6 GT3 Sprint model. Next up for T Yamanaka on the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept 2018 as a GR variation. 65% to go. Climbing up and overtake the B12 Vantage GT3. Fourth lap coming in. Just doing a good roll of a piece of cake and still have a possible way to go. But in the meantime, 11 more laps to go. We'll have to take one pit stop to be on the reminder and have the battery to go for a short period of time to go recharge. So braking important, so you have to keep racing well until you have to be on a full capacity. "20 seconds to go. Ed Portilla in the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R is still in the lead, along with Bosby Fury Boris in the Mercedes-AMG GT3 2016 and Igor Fraka for the original livery of the Toyota GR Supra racing concept. Just have the other two more racers is now on the 4th and 5th. Got a good eye on Lucas Ordonez and Nicholas Rubiller. You'll have to take more patience when braking without going full boosted on the overtake. Time to go braking and recharge. Okay, there's the signal. Portilla is at the pit. Hard compound tires only and 13%. And that will have to let Igor Fraka to go first in the lead. There we go. Double overtake. 10 more laps to go remaining. That's 10 seconds is currently to be updated. That's how I roll. Okay, looks like third lap update to be a reminder. I just took a minute 42.291 seconds. That's very good. So it'll have to take a little bit more time and beat my record in no time to get there by a minute or 40 seconds to be determined by added with 1 second. But still, Igor Fraka is on a 12-second gap distance to go longer on the defense. Time to go patient and make it to go a little offense. Okay, Nicholas Rubiller is coming in. Time to play defense and approaches to the next same turn. Okay, he's still right behind me. Got to avoid the contact on the rear, and he's slowing down. That's doing good. Brilliant. And concentration, we'll have to take a little bit more recharge time on the battery. It always does, but the Valkyrie will always have to take a more speed time to go recharge time. And there it is. Igor Fraka is stopping at the pits by 9% with a racing soft compound tires. Just have to go stop by 40% remaining. Got to keep going and make it on lap number 6 for only 9 more to go. Okay, Igor Fraka is coming out at the pits and stop at 7th place. And that brings Lucas Ordonez on the 2013 Nissan GT-R Nismo GT3 is on the 2nd position, along with T. Yamanaka on the Toyota GR Supra racing concept with a different variation. Going out from Sector 1 and going back in Sector 2. The track itself is very more important for hypercar only to be well embraced to take on with Group 3 cars, just like the Aston Martin Vulcan and Ferrari FXXK 2015. But possible, but the McLaren P1 GTR might be a very good choice of a hypercar track day pick. We'll have to take on with some Group 3 cars, as I just already been registered to the car index during my time to have an import collection for my own liveries. But still, maybe I had to put it onto my list for the next time until if it's going to be a Japanese race tour will be coming up soon. So the first one is the American Race Tour. Second of this week is European Tour. But hopefully, if I ever want to see a 5 race event to go related to Japan racing circuits, I'll be obliged and I'll have to take it and go participate anytime I can. 7 lap coming in. Still at a good fuel position on 28%. Just have to keep going and have M. Mendoza in the Aston Martin B12 Vantage GT3 2012 on the second, and also for F. Portilla for the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R is back on the third. But I hope if I had to do for the next lap, you'll have to do by pit stop at the end of the 8th lap and early to go on the 9th lap. Just have to keep pushing and just have to keep moving on. Got to keep going and stay on the defense. Portilla is coming back on the second. Just have to watch my 6 and go for the next same turn. Left turn clear. Now gonna have to make a good procedure to be on the way on sector 3. Time to dive in right now to go steady up quickly to have a good pave on the road. Okay, same as ever to have a little bit more patient recharge. Fuel is at 20%. If I could take the next lap, we'll be around on number 8. Here comes another good pace acceleration. Just adding up and go down by 13.7 seconds. Just love the sound of the engine is going roaring up and shouting out like a scream of a Valkyrie. The monitor cams will always have to keep its surveillance in case of incoming Group 3 car from behind. But yet, just have to take a few more seconds to go up ahead from the last position driver on the 20th. We'll have to go calling in by the blue zone. Okay, gonna have to go boost it up to tap it up. It's slowing down in 12.5 seconds. Okay, the signal calls in for the reminder. It's 10%. That means pit stop only for one time is ready up and go. So watch this as an example, folks. The Valkyrie will have to do one pit stop only to change up to the hard racing compound, and refuel will take the full capacity to be settled by the recommend. Here comes the reminder. That's where I'm going. Just have to go for the right direction and slow down directly when enter the pits. But if possible, you might need to have a full capacity on the fuel to be at 100%, so you have to keep going and have enough battery whenever you have to go full overtake to catching up. But good thing Ed Portilla has now made it on time earlier to be same as did. Same goes to Mendoza, but I'll have to let Igor Fraga to go back in the first position. There we go, good as new. Got to keep a good watchful eye out on other Group 3 cars before entered on the 9th lap. Time to go long offense and procedure to have a good stepping stone overtake. But still not yet to have a full capacity on the battery to be reaching up by 100%. But more braking, more recharging as help. Okay, gonna have to take a little bit more patient time to be around by 8.3 seconds. Now it's at 8.4. There's no need to have a little bit more or less panicking on this one, because every race we'll always have to go for a settle of a hypercar strategy. We'll have to buy some time, and then you'll have to get back in the first position in no time. Okay, good counter steering to be averted to avoid taking too much oversteer. As the outlap will continue on, we'll have to go proceed as well to have the 8th lap will be marked on the red and just have to stop at lap number 9 towards the end. Just have to be patient and wait for Igor Fraka to coming in onto the pit for the second time. I'll just have to sit back and wait and just have to keep racing well to stay on the main position on the number 2 spot. So it's almost there. The battery percentage is now being at in 85% to go up in 90. So it's going down, decreased by 8.5. Got to keep going and stay focused on the offense, as Igor Fraka will have to take a little bit more time to get over onto the pits for the second time. Going back on sector 2. It stays back on 8.7. So let's see how the few other drivers is going on so far. Looks like Nicholas Wibiller has already made it in onto the 3rd position for the BMW M6 GT3 Endurance model. Same goes for Ed Portilla in the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R is now being current in 4th place. Back on sector 3. Okay, it's going down, decreased by 8.4. Got to be wait. And let Igor Fraka to go to the pit for the second time by the signal. Will be placed by the signal. Will be on the stop. Okay, that's 4 more laps to go. Back in 1st place, and the battery will go full recharge, is now at 100%. Just only exactly for only 1 more percent, but it'll have to be a little bit more response feedback to get it in and give it much more full recharge to be good as new. So, just to let you guys know, when using the Aston Martin Valkyrie 2021 is all about to be patient to go full recharge when the battery is now being ready up and go for having a good potential of overtake. So I still got it in the lead, and the defense will go around by 12.13 seconds to be around on the grid. The total time is so far out there in 19 minutes. But meanwhile, on the 3rd place driver, Lucas Ordonez in the 2013 Nissan GT-R Nismo GT3 is currently to be placed on the bronze, as Igor Fraka was now being currently on the 4th. Simon Bishop is now moving up in the 5th for the Ferrari 458 Italia GT3, along with Igor Fraka's teammate T. Yamanaka is on the number 6. But still yet to be catching up to my current lead of position, and it's go down in 11.4 seconds to go reduced by 0.3. But a little bit more time, so patient and overtake to go boosted by increase of aerodynamics to go unique, style, and a bold of racing to have a different characteristic from the road car and make it to become as a Le Mans hypercar for next year in the FIA World Endurance Championship in 2025. But I can't wait to see how the Valkyrie to become as a Le Mans hypercar to take on with a GR010 hybrid, and other Le Mans hypercars will be doing the main debut onto the FIA World Endurance Championship. It's very much more succeeded to have some new hypercars to be coming in as a new generation of the prototype race cars. as currently moving on in lap 12 and is still yet to be placed by 3 more to go. But the endurance will always have to keep a little bit more longer by half an hour. Back on sector 3. Got to keep a good, decent, smooth pave acceleration to catch up onto the 20th position. We'll be on the Trailblazer. Alright, that's back on 12 seconds. Is now currently on the defense. It's still good. Got to go full boosted and use plenty amount of battery to go for a short period of time. And there it is. Got a good eye on Basilio Gallo in the Honda NSX Group 3. Blue's out. Got to stay behind on the VTEC engine. Alright, good clear overtake. Now got to proceed moving on. Okay, that's third time for Ed Portilla for the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R. And a few other racers are now coming in as well. So that makes it 3 times a pit stop for the Group 3 cars, or make it simple to see how the fuel might have to go down for a little bit more depleted of the time. Got to look ahead and just have to go update by the total gap in 23 seconds to go superb of the major line of defense. Okay, back on sector 3. Just have to make it and catching up onto the 19th position before the blue zone calling in once more. So how is the field doing when holding out on lean 6? It's down to 44%. There's no need to have problem at all. Just have to take a little bit more lack of endurance. Here comes the 14th lap. Almost there, folks. This race will be over just soon. Just have to be patient a little bit longer because first place by having a double clean bonus will be doing a high streak of earning. Differently by the characteristic from the WT 700 and 600 at Le Mans and Tokyo Expressway. But better yet to be differently for having a characteristic rule of driving if it's going to be having another World Touring Car 900 to have the same kind of a high valuable earning. But maybe the next update, because there's no need to have a good call-in for the May 2024 update before June 2024 update, might have to be on the lookout. But hopefully, Mobility Resort Motegi will have to wait at any time because any roster to pick for any other Gran Turismo players will have to be well determined to be picked at any other time. Just have to keep going because I have to get in the fight and win this race. Will be all over soon. 34% to go. The gloves are coming up. So let's go and have myself for having a 1 driving skill ultimate to go super pace of the UDRS in Sportec. We'll be on the way to the 15th lap. Let's go kick it up and go full overdrive. Final lap, here I come. Now for turn 1, keep it up and make it steady. Got to give it all I got because all batteries are now being good to go to be ready for having a full acceleration. Down to 25%, almost there. This will be doing a faster lap time record to be claimed by the podium and doing successful just like participate in the GTWS Nations Cup and Manufacturers Cup for only one course at a track. Just have Sector 2 to be almost done and clear for having one last step of the sector to be going in at Sector 3. Because here comes for one toughen up fine perfect line technique will have to be entered on the blue zone. Got a good eye on Angel Inestrosa. Time for the final stretch and have the final turn to go applied by the acceleration. Alright, good overtake and fifth check mark is done and done. Well, I can't say folks, that was a pretty good impressive endurance for the Aston Martin Valkyrie. And one last other thing to have a good movement of the signal before attempted to be entered at the pits. Well, I can't say because a little bit reminder next time because a neutral kind of a sportsmanship rating will have to take will prefer to be on the left side of the track as the other racers will have to be entered on the pits by earlier before the entrance onto the final lap. Here is the total time is 26 minutes, 34.331 seconds as the new record to be claimed by the new podium record in 1 minute, 37.773 seconds. It's all done for now. European Race Tour is now being successful and a matter of a racing perspective to have 19 Group 3 cars versus one Aston Martin Valkyrie 2021 as a single road-going hypercar. But there you go. Car category on the 6-star roulette ticket is now being received. But one last thing, because replay for the captured thumbnail image to have a well preferred to be on the number of the laps, we will be on the main lookout to have a different part of the duration. Okay, here comes the entrance on Sector 3. Just wait and capture the thumbnail image to be placed for the highlights. So that's good for now, and one good perfect replay to be adding up to be set in public for having one of the content video to be placed by original. With all the 3 rewards has now been acquired for the weekly challenge, I should say one alternative will have to be make it much more successful to come back again on Sardinia World Track A for the WTC 800. But I'll have to make it to add it to my memo and just have to go and collect with some 3 rewards and that will be it for now. But one last thing folks, because round 1 of the Gran Turismo World Series is going to be take place at Montreal. The tickets are on sale now, so you might need to get it, so you could probably have to watch it and see some good best racing moments on the Nations Cup and Manufacturers Cup is now being prepared for this year's of the World Tour. So let's go to the Gibbs and have some credit ticket to go for a payday with 200,000 and climbing up to have 55,845,874 credits. Parts category, here I come, and let's see which prize should I get. But the usual way will go compatible on different vehicles. Here is one part right now is the Borup S for the 2019 Toyota GR Supra RC. Let's see for the car category on the 6-star ticket. Let's find out and which one should I get. 3 Cons Ambition GT, 1 SF19, and there it is. Only one Peugeot Vision GT is the L500R Hybrid Vision GT 2017. Standard road going counterpart and much more added to the car index. That would be more magnificent to have this most French concept car as the direct successor from the Peugeot Vision GT as original. It's now being registered to the car index. One color is the ultra glossy blue paint. So let's have a good look on the car collection to be well available to be placed by brand new. This Vision Gran Turismo pay homage to the legendary L45 race machine. Very much inspiration, and the detail itself is now being quite good to be remained the day since GT Sport. Just like the L750R Hybrid Vision GT as the same model back from 2017 as a Group 1 race car, only one kind of a road car is very good to have a homage to the L45 race car is very well remarkable. So folks, it's already finished for now for having a best time for only 4 countries to look around in European race tour. Spain, Germany, Belgium, and Italy. All 5 events and putting up to have some topic about real cars will be embraced, and plus to have a single track only hypercar for the Aston Martin Valkyrie will be doing a best time to go for only one good course on Sardinia World Track A for the WTC 800. But if so, any race car will have to go for the Group 3, Group 2, or Group 1 whenever you like to pick to go for a different kind of Euro style. We'll have to take a good pride moment to be racing and go for having a full competitive. But in the meantime, because the next one we'll have to find out soon enough if it's going to be having a 5 race challenge in Japan. But I'll have to wrap this up before at the end of the video before tomorrow, because the best time we'll have to take some major participation to go to the license center we'll take on in the Master National B license. We'll do the main course. So thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Follow me on DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more social media platforms. And don't forget to check it out all of my screenshot images on UDRS Insportec, Vision Total Drama, and DreamArt Livery Style Dispenser presented by myself, Hyperion-Blue-GT, as you may ever welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.